Hello, welcome to the Middlesex County Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us today. Got a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So just sit back, relax, and absorb all the great information you're going to get today from our six institutions and representatives from those schools. This is just one of many different sessions happening today. Be sure to sign up for additional ones at the same place you signed up for this one. And this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week, again, at the same place, same website where you registered for this session. We are in session A4. That is the order of the schools presenting today. And again, each school will be presenting for 6 minutes. Use the Q&A button to ask questions of them. And if you have a question for a specific school, like I said, make sure to name that school in your question. All right, I will get out of the way now and turn it over to our first presentation from the representative from Delaware Valley University.
Thank you, Russ. All right, let me share my screen. All right, hopefully everyone can see this. My name is Kaylee. I am one of the admission counselors at Delaware Valley University. The representative that would be assisting with all Middlesex is Ariel Wilburn. I'll be able to put her information in the chat at a later time. So welcome to Del Val. We are a small institution located in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, about 1,900 students, class size is about 18 to 22 students. We really thrive on experiential learning. We have living laboratories for all of our students, such as the South Side, which hosts all of our equine facilities, our livestock facilities. We have a whole breeding center. We also have our greenhouses on campus, as well as all of these living laboratories for students for counseling psych majors, a biology lab. We actually have a cadaver lab on campus where students will dissect a human body while they are in their undergrad. A chemistry lab, food science lab as well, landscape architecture and design. We have a small animal science lab. So students, again, they are receiving all this hands-on experience. We are not a lecture model university. And so tying into that experiential learning, we have what's called E360. So that is a requirement for students to have an internship as a student at Del Val. There's also research opportunities that are available to students. There's going to be non-credit bearing activities as well. So being a part of a club or organization, community service events, even civic engagement, and you'll have an E360 advisor, but you're able to really build your resume from day one, just as a freshman. And also all of that knowledge is going to be put through all the experiential living laboratories on campus. And so we break ourselves down into 3 schools. We have our School of Ag and Environmental Sciences. So we were founded as a farm school, which is why this is our largest school, but we have agribusiness, which is also can transition into a master's program, animal science. So really any student who is looking to become a veterinarian, Del Val is a great place for you. Like I said, all of our animals are on campus. We have food science, food technology. We are introducing the nutritional science as a major as well. Turf management, any students looking to work on a golf course with the NFL, the MLB. We actually had students who interned with the Philadelphia Eagles and they were at the Super Bowl with them when they won, which is super exciting. We also have our School of Life and Physical Sciences, so biology, chemistry, conservation and wildlife, small animal and zoo science. Zoo science is a very specific niche program, really for students who are looking to work in a zoo or an aquarium, kind of for the remainder of their career, guaranteed internships. If you are interested in that program, let us know. It is very competitive. We also have our School of Business and Humanities. Business administration is a 4+1 program. We also have secondary education, so that's going to be 7th through 12th, and then the whole other list of programs. So getting started, if you're a junior, senior, sophomore, freshman, whatever it might be, it's a 3-step process really. So applying, submitting your application to Del Val, either via the Del Val application or the Common App. We are test optional as well, and submitting a letter of recommendation, an admission essay, as well as extracurricular activities. You will hear back with us within 2 to 3 weeks time. It is a quick turnaround time period with the exception of zoo science. Just really speak with your admission counselor through the whole process and they'll be engaged with you. Investing in your future, so tuition, fees, room and board, it brings it down to about $56,000 and some change. Every student is guaranteed a merit scholarship between $14,000 and $25,000. So that will be based on your merit. So your GPA, as well as your test scores, if you choose to submit them, and that's guaranteed for the full 4 years. So if you receive $25,000, that's $25,000 put towards both the spring and fall combined. So a total of $100,000 for the full 4 years. So again, investing in your future, October 1st is when the FAFSA will open. We recommend that everybody applies for FAFSA, as you don't know what you could qualify for, whether it be a Del Val grant, any other loans, scholarships, and awards. Again, you will receive your merit scholarship, and then any outside scholarships that you receive, just submit them to our Bursars office and we will be able to take those. And then your financial aid package, it can consist of your merit scholarship, needs-based grants, as well as Del Val grants, federal work study, as well as loans. We do have student employment on campus if you weren't given federal work study. Clubs and orgs, we have over 70, so something for everyone to join. College is really a time for you to be able to get out of your comfort zone and meet people from all walks of life, whether it's AZAC, the Black Student Union, Gay, Lesbian, or whatever, which is GLOW. We have FFA, Future Farmers of America, Greek Life, as well as the Apiary Society, and that's just to list a few. We're also a D3 school, so Division III athletics. We're in the MAC conference. So men's, women's, and then we have a co-ed equestrian team if you're looking to join that. If you have any questions, reach out to us and we'll be able to connect you with a coach. And then visiting Del Val, so we are allowing visitors on campus. Anyone from outside of Pennsylvania, you are required to present negative COVID test results, but we'll be able to schedule around that COVID test so we can ensure that you have them before your visit. Or we do have remote visit options. We have Aggie Hangouts for you to meet other students, and then virtual one-on-ones with your counselor, or like I said, weekday and Saturday visits too. And that is all I have. I can't see, I don't think anyone has any Q&A, but if you do, feel free to put them in the chat, but I'll pass it on.
Thank you so much, Kaylee. And I will reiterate what Kaylee just said, that if you have any questions, not just for her, but for any of our representatives, use the Q&A button at any time to ask your questions. If it is for a specific institution, make sure to put the name of the school in your question. Up next, we'll hear from our representative from Dickinson College.
Okay, great. Thank you, Russ. Hi, everyone. My name is Sharon Lytle. I'm really excited to be here this evening as my heart is in Northern New Jersey. That was where I was born and raised. I currently now live in Pennsylvania, and I'm really excited to share with you a little bit about the Dickinson College experience. So Dickinson is a nationally recognized liberal arts college chartered in 1783 in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We are really dedicated to our revolutionary roots. The college maintains the mission of founding father, Dr. Benjamin Rush, to provide a useful education in the liberal arts and sciences. Dickinson offers 45 majors plus minors, certificate programs, and internship and independent research experiences. So innovative programs range from neuroscience to security studies, and Dickinson's decidedly global curriculum includes 13 languages and a variety of globally oriented courses. So we offer one of the world's most respected study abroad programs. More than half of Dickinson students study abroad in more than 40 countries in 25 countries on 6 continents. The college is also recognized as a leader among educational institutions committed to environmental sustainability, and was one of the first colleges in the country to achieve carbon neutrality actually just this past year. So we're really excited about that. Diving first into academics, where I'm sure probably most of your questions are about, one of the foundations of our curriculum is the ability to pursue your passions and interests. So you have the freedom to partner on projects and papers with your professors. You have the ability to design your own research project. And once you decide on a major at the end of your second year, you'll have opportunities to pursue independent studies, write a thesis, or complete a capstone project. The Dickinson curriculum is really about giving you depth in your area of study while giving you opportunities to explore what you're most excited about. Here's our full list of majors and academic programs. Anything that's in red is a major. The course and program learning goals really kind of mesh together our curriculum requirements for foreign language learning, understanding domestic and cross-cultural differences, enhancing quantitative and your writing skills, and appreciating the different modes of knowing represented by the arts, humanities, and natural and social sciences. So Dickinson students must take courses designated to meet those learning goals, which give breadth to their education while developing their analytical abilities and mastery within a major field of study. I mentioned earlier that we reached carbon neutrality this past summer. So we are a very sustainable campus. If that's something that's important to you, it's interwoven into our curriculum. It's not just something that students do on campus. It's a part of who we are. So we are infusing sustainability throughout the college and using the campus, community, and study abroad locations as living laboratories for learning and service that advance sustainability goals. Our innovative approach to sustainability is possible through programs, courses, and internships with the Center for Sustainability in Education, volunteer experiences with the Dickinson College Farm, and exchange experiences through the Eco League, which, if you don't know about this program, it's a sustainable focused exchange program where students are given access to ecosystems throughout the nation. So it's a really great alternative if you're looking to kind of get that sustainable mindset with study abroad, or you can kind of take our approach to study abroad that infuses intercultural and global experiences and learning into every corner of campus. So our 18 Dickinson In programs are essentially, they're really immersive, taking the Dickinson curriculum and even Dickinson professors and placing you in a non-tourist centric location. So these are really meant to give you an in-depth experience, really get you to experience the language and local culture. Dickinson students represent, 49 foreign countries, and 14% of the student body is international. So it's really common to hear multiple languages spoken across campus. And there are a wealth of international clubs and organizations to further and enhance our globally focused majors. Getting you on a solid landing before first-year students even set foot on campus, the Center for Advising, Internship, and Lifelong Career Development begins the academic advising and career support process. Your first-year seminar professor will serve as your faculty advisor until you declare a major, and the center staff will continue to connect you with opportunities based on your personal priorities. So this is also something that you can continue to rely on even past your 4 years at Dickinson. And I do really love to point out that we have a 95% and a 94% placement for law school and medical school. So if that's something that's important to you, again, those pre-professional experiences, President Margie Ensign has guaranteed that any Dickinsonian who wants an internship and is looking for those hands-on experiences, you can come to expect that from the Dickinson experience. So there's a lot of great resources, but getting here, let's talk a little bit about that. So we are a school through the Common Application. That's how you apply to us. The first piece that I want to touch upon, the cost of a college education is a significant investment, and we recognize that. So we are committed to making a Dickinson education accessible and affordable. So you can apply for financial aid through the FAFSA and CSS profile, and Dickinson does meet 100% of demonstrated financial need. We are an early decision, which is that binding agreement, and regular decision school. So if you have questions about that, I encourage you to contact me, your regional counselor. I really want to emphasize that we are test blind for this application cycle, but we've been reviewing applications without standardized test scores, so reviewing them holistically since 1994. Students are automatically considered for 4 of our merit scholarships when they apply. They range from $15,000 to $30,000. As our presidential scholarship, which is the most prestigious with programming alongside President Margie, is a separate application on our website. So I'd love to talk more with you. We are open for visits. If you are coming from outside of Pennsylvania, it does require either a negative COVID test or a 14-day quarantine period. It's currently only for seniors, but if you're looking to engage with us virtually, we'd love to connect with you. My email's there on the PowerPoint. I'll go ahead and put it in the chat as well. Again, my name is Sharon Lytle, and I'd really love to talk more with you about Dickinson. And I just hope that you find the place that you want to call home for 4 years. Hopefully this session will be that place.
Thank you very much. And once again, my reminder to you, use the Q&A button at any time to ask questions of our panelists. And if it is for a specific school, make sure that you name the school in your question so that they know it is for them. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Quinnipiac University.
Thanks, Russ. Hi, everyone. My name is Katie Strong, and I'm one of the associate directors here at Quinnipiac University. I am also a two-time alum, so happy to answer any of your questions that you might have about us as well. For those that aren't as familiar with us, we are located in Hamden, Connecticut. Hamden, Connecticut's a pretty suburban area just outside of New Haven. So for most of you in Middlesex County, it's about a 2-hour and 15-minute drive, or 2.5 hours, depending on where you're coming from. And it's funny because I think Sharon called it Northern New Jersey. I typically refer to it as Central New Jersey, but I think we can always have that argument between each other. So Quinnipiac is made up of 3 campuses. We are currently in a state of we're only hosting visits for seniors and those that have applied to us. At this point, juniors, like many of my colleagues, can interact with us virtually, but we do want to get you to be able to see our beautiful campuses, especially the one that we call our main campus, which is our Mount Carmel campus. That one's going to be located in Hamden, Connecticut. That is directly across the street from Sleeping Giant State Park. So I definitely refer to us as the traditional green grass frisbee throwing on the quad type of place. We have housing for our first and second year students there. We also have the majority of our academic buildings on that campus as well. Our library, student center, athletic and recreation center are on that campus. This will be what we refer to as a main campus and the one that most of our visitors will see with us as well. If you go 5 minutes up the road, you will find our York Hill campus. That is for upperclassmen students. It houses our juniors and seniors, typically our Rocky Top Student Center, which looks like a ski lodge. It's absolutely beautiful. It has all wood on the inside. It has amazing views, pretty much 360-degree views. You have downtown New Haven on one side and then the Sleeping Giant State Park on the other. And it also houses our People's United Center with our ice hockey and basketball arenas. If you don't follow hockey now, you definitely will. We are Division I in all of our athletic programs, and men's and women's ice hockey definitely have the big following for athletics, as we do not have a football team on campus. And then our third campus is our North Haven campus. It's located about 10 to 12 minutes away. It is what I call a suits and scrubs feel. It has our Graduate School of Health Sciences, our School of Nursing, Graduate School of Education, our medical school, and our law school. So no one lives here. It's just an academic environment, definitely more of a pre-professional and graduate level feel. And some of our students, if you're in a physical therapy, occupational therapy program, physician assistant, nursing, education, or law, you'll definitely be using this at some point in your experience with us. So we definitely invite you to come see all 3 when you make the trip. We are a medium-sized institution. We have about 7,000 undergraduate students and 3,000 graduate students. We have a smaller academic feel in that our average class size is about 24 students and a student-to-faculty ratio of 16:1. Like my colleagues who spoke before me, definitely on the smaller side, you're not going to feel like you're in a large lecture hall style class, really anywhere around campus. We also have 146 student clubs, activities, organizations. As I mentioned, we're Division I in everything. We have a lot of opportunities to get involved outside the classroom. It's definitely something that I think sets us apart from a lot of other institutions. We are a very balanced environment. We want our students to work hard in the classroom, but we also want you to experience other things outside of that to help build your resume, preparing you for the next step, whether that's graduate school or employment, depending on what your goals are. In terms of academics, we do have 9 schools, 6 of which are going to be at the undergraduate level, and that's our College of Arts and Sciences, Schools of Business, Communications, Engineering, Health Sciences, and Nursing. We allow students to declare a major right away, but we also have a number of our students coming in undecided, whether that's completely undeclared or undeclared in one of our schools. So if you know you like engineering, you just don't know what you want to major in, you can come in undeclared engineering and figure out that path. So that is what we see a lot of our students doing with us. We also have some unique programs you'll see on the right side of your screen, which are our dual degree accelerated programs. And students can actually complete an undergrad and graduate degree in 4 years in some of our programs. And that would include business, communications, biology, theater, and radiologic sciences with us. So great options for students who know that graduate school is on the horizon. We also have a 3+2 Master of Social Work program and a 3+3 law program. Many of my colleagues have introduced their dates for applications. I know most of you are sophomores or juniors, so don't worry too much about our application dates, but we have moved away from rolling admissions recently to a more traditional timeline. And we are a common application school, or our Quinnipiac application. We are in the process of looking at our test optional policies. We were pretty much all test optional at this point. This year, we expect that our testing policies will remain in place. We do encourage it for those applying to our highly selective physician assistant program, which is ranked 15th in the country, or our 3+3 accelerated dual degree program for law, but we will consider students without test scores to those programs as well. My name is Katie Strong. I'm happy to answer any questions for students. I do represent Middlesex County in New Jersey and read those applications, so we appreciate everyone coming out this evening.
Thank you very much. It's always fun trying to get your camera to come on when it would do it, but appreciate that. And I want to make sure everyone's using the Q&A button to ask questions of our presenters. We've seen a couple questions come through, so keep them coming if you have them. If it's for a specific school or representative, just make sure to name the school in your question. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Widener University.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm just going to share my screen. Hi, my name is Megan. I am one of the admissions counselors. I am not the admissions counselor for this area. His name is Stephen Fadouk, and I'll put his information in the chat as well at the end of it, but let's go ahead and get started. So Widener is a small private institution. We have about 3,000 undergraduate students. To break that down a little bit smaller for you, our average class size is about 25. So very small personal class sizes, probably to what some of you are experiencing in high school. We have a really great faculty to student ratio, which is 13:1. It's really wonderful because 90% of our faculty hold a doctorate or a terminal degree in their field, which just means that they have the highest degree offered to them possible. This is fantastic, and I always love to point this out to family because Widener does not use any teaching assistants or graduate assistants. So you're with your faculty members every step of the way. They are the ones teaching you in the classroom, administrating your exams, and as serving as your academic advisors. So you do have someone who is helping you figure out your path in college, who's been in that position and worked in that industry. We have over 40+ majors and 50+ minors. Some of our more popular ones are our engineering program, our nursing program, our business, our pre-physical therapy and occupational therapy programs, and a bunch other. They're all on our website for you to check out. We do offer over 80+ clubs and organizations for students, which is fantastic because we want to make sure that everyone has a place and something that they feel is their own that they can make on Widener's campus. We are Division III sports, so we have 12 women's, 11 men's, and then in this we also have 8 club sports and dozens of intramural sports. Great things about this is if there is something you're passionate about that you may do in high school that we don't have on our campus, you can always just grab you and a couple of friends, go to our Office of Student Engagement and start your own club, which is fantastic. For anybody who's interested in the business, computer science, and engineering, we have a wonderful 4-year co-op program for students to take advantage of. At the bottom of your screen is a mock co-op schedule. We have 3 different options for students to partake in co-op. So we have a 4-month, an 8-month, and a 12-month co-op options for students. The one that you see on your screen is the 12-month. And just like it says, where you're working in those semesters that you're working, you're like a little adult, you're working full-time 9 to 5. We have a lot of partners that we work with, really big firms as well as really small firms and companies, to give students the ability to try whatever they're interested in. And something that I like to point out is that if you are interested in doing a co-op, we would never put you in a co-op position that's not your area of expertise. So I always use engineering as an example. If you're interested in mechanical engineering, we would never put you in a chemical engineering co-op. We always want to make sure you're getting the most benefit from these programs. If you are any other major than those, you have the ability to take in a lot of our exponential learning as well as our research. We encourage undergraduate research on our campus. You can start undergraduate research as early as your freshman year. We also have entire summer programs dedicated to our students in engaging in research and our high impact practices. That's a tongue twister. All right, so if you guys are not familiar with where we are, there we are, Chester, that little red dot on the screen. We are located 20 minutes south of Philadelphia, 2 hours south of New York City, and 2 hours and 15 minutes north of Washington, D.C. We have a really great geographic location, and we encourage our students to take advantage of all of the things that are with them, with whether it be networking with alumni in the tri-state area or just taking advantage of all of the opportunities that are within our general vicinity. For anybody where you may be sophomore, junior, senior, maybe some freshmen, we have a great so we have a couple steps for you to take. If you're interested in applying, you can apply 2 ways. Our first way is you can apply at widener.edu/apply or the Common App. Both are free, so it doesn't matter to us which one you do. We have decided to continue our test optional policy moving forward that we implemented this year. So you can choose to do test optional, or if you have test scores, you can absolutely submit them. And we do have two decisions that you can apply for. So if you apply early action, typically it's by the November 1st deadline, and it is a non-binding early action decision, I like to point out. And if you choose regular decision, basically you'll receive a response 2 to 3 weeks after your application is completed. So let's talk a little bit about tuition and financial aid. So like I said earlier, we are a private institution, so that tuition always sounds really scary at first, but don't worry, we're going to break it down for you. So currently tuition, room and board, that's your housing and your meal plan, is about $62,000 a year. However, once you apply to Widener, you're automatically considered for a merit-based scholarships. Our merit scholarships range anywhere between $20,000 to $31,500, and that money is guaranteed to you from the university all 4 years. We do also have additional aid for need-based aid, endowment scholarships, or whether they just be Widener-based grants that we always make sure our students are available to and have are reviewed for all of those options. We do also highly encourage that you do submit the FAFSA to us. That helps us with the aid process a little bit more. One thing that I like to point out is some points of pride, which is whenever we get recognized nationally for something. 2 of my favorites is that Widener placed 13th over 100 schools in Philadelphia Business Journal's Best Value Colleges. And then my absolute favorite is that 83% of Widener students said that Widener exceeded their expectations. So what it's really saying is that once our students are with us and on our campus and part of our campus community, they really are enjoying their 4 to 6 years that they spend with us, which is fantastic. And then if you guys would like, we also always have a virtual tour that you can go ahead and take. And as well as if you have any questions for our admissions office, you can email them. And like I said, I'll put Steve's information in the chat for you.
Thank you very much. And again, the reminder I have for everyone, if you have questions, use the Q&A button at any point to ask questions of our representatives. And if it's for a specific school, make sure you name them in your question. Up next, let's hear from the University of Missouri.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. So my name is Jordan Moore. I am the regional admissions representative for the Northeast area for the University of Missouri, or what is most commonly referred to as Mizzou. That is our nickname, and that's what you'll hear me use throughout this presentation. On our campus, we do have about 30,000 students. About 24,000 of those are going to be our undergraduates, and the rest of those are going to be our graduate students. We are one of 6 public institutions to house a medical school, law school, and veterinary school, all on one campus. So we do see a lot of those graduate students joining us. We do host Tigers from all 50 states and more than 120 countries. So we have lots of students joining us from all over the world here in Columbia, Missouri. That is where we're located. So if you don't know anything about the state of Missouri, it's smack dab in the middle of the state. About 2 hours from both St. Louis and Kansas City are on either side of us on Interstate 70. We are a good sized college town, a little under 120,000 people living in Columbia, plus our 30,000 college students. So lots of things to do, tons of restaurants, live music venues. If you're interested in hiking, biking, camping, anything in nature, we have 89 different state and national parks located throughout Columbia area. We host a lot of festivals in downtown Columbia. And my favorite thing about Columbia is our downtown is right across the street from our campus. So you're right on the quad for class, you step across the street and you're in downtown. So that makes it really nice and walkable for our students and for our community as well. We have over 300 degree programs on campus. They're housed in 13 different schools and colleges. So lots and lots of things to choose from to study on our campus. Some of our larger programs are going to be our College of Business, our College of Engineering, our School of Nursing, our School of Health Professions, and our School of Journalism. We are home to the world's first ever School of Journalism. So if you're interested in that, definitely want to check out Mizzou for that program specifically, and any of our other 300 programs that we offer on campus. Here at Mizzou, you're going to hear us utilize the term what we call the Missouri method. It's essentially learning by doing. So we want our students to be out there and active in their field of study, whether that's through research, practicums, internships, extracurricular activities, whatever that is, we want you to be out there and active. We want you to graduate not only with a degree from Mizzou, but a professional working resume. One of our best examples of this is within our journalism school. You can see the picture right there. That is KOMU. That is our NBC affiliate news station. We are the only university to own and operate an NBC news station completely by our students and faculty. It runs 365 days a year, all hours of the day. It is a fully functioning news station. So that is just one of the ways that we utilize the Missouri method here on campus. Fun fact for you all, we are home of the original homecoming. So if you enjoy celebrating homecoming at your high school, you'll definitely enjoy celebrating it at Mizzou. It is a month-long celebration, tons of events, step shows, there's talent shows, there's all the royalty. We also host the largest collegiate blood drive during homecoming. We have a huge parade, and then obviously it all culminates in our homecoming football game. We are in the SEC, or the Southeastern Conference, if you didn't know. So one of the best college athletic conferences. We have 20 different Division I NCAA sports, and there's really nothing like an SEC game day. So it definitely adds to our campus community and our school spirit. If you're looking to apply to Mizzou, there's a couple of different ways you can do that. First, we are on the Common App, or we have our university specific application. So either one of those is fine. We are on rolling admission. So if there's any seniors out there, we are still accepting applications at this time. But if you're a junior, what that means is our application will open August 1st of this upcoming year, and you have all the way up until May of your senior year to apply to the university. So we require that application. We're going to require an official high school transcript and an SAT or ACT sent directly to us from the testing agency. We do have automatic admissions criteria, so that's all published on our website, and you can see exactly what you need in order to be admissible to Mizzou. If you are looking to apply test optional, we did enact a test optional process this year. It is currently only for our class of 2021, but is being reevaluated for our class of 2022. So stay tuned on test optional for the upcoming year. We do have a number of merit-based automatic scholarships. So these are scholarships that are automatically offered to you when you apply to the university based on your academic profile. So you don't have to do anything else except for apply to the university, and we will automatically review you for those. The other thing I always like to mention to students is about our residency program. So Missouri is the easiest state to gain residency, which means we allow our students to come to Missouri, live on campus in a dorm, establish residency during their freshman year or that first 12-month period, and then you become a Missouri resident and pay in-state tuition for the remainder of your time, which is about a $17,000 difference a year. So all you have to do is follow the 5 steps that are on the screen within that 12 consecutive month period, which is typically going to be your August of freshman year to the following August. You're a Missouri resident, save a bunch of money for the remainder of your time at Mizzou. Like I mentioned, I'm the regional admissions rep for the University of Missouri out here in the Northeast. My email is really simple. It's just askjordan@missouri.edu. We are currently offering on-campus tours, so you're welcome to come out to Columbia if you're available, but we have a lot of virtual events as well that you can sign up for every day. Please feel free to drop any questions in the chat, and go Tigers.
Thank you, Jordan. And again, I will reiterate, use the Q&A button for any questions for any of our representatives right now or as they come up. Now we will hear from the representative from Seton Hall University.
Thanks, Russ. Hello, everyone. My name is Morgan. I am one of the assistant directors from Seton Hall. So I'm just going to share my screen with you and do a quick presentation. Okay. All right, like I said, my name is Morgan. I am one of the assistant directors at Seton Hall, and I also am your admissions counselor in Middlesex County. So I read all applications from Middlesex, and I also interact with you guys daily. So if you need anything, you're always welcome to reach out. Just some statistics for you guys. So Seton Hall is located in South Orange, New Jersey, so really right in your backyard. We're a mid-sized Catholic university, so about 6,200 undergraduate students. 80% of our freshmen are going to live on campus, so a lot of you guys will be living on campus your freshman year if you so choose to come to us. And our student to faculty ratio is 14:1 with an average class size of 21 students. So everything's going to feel a lot similar to what you have in high school right now. Even though we're a mid-sized university, we have smaller class sizes. We also have all the same advantages of a larger research institution. So for example, we have over 90 academic programs and majors. We have over 150 clubs and organizations. That number has risen this year. We also have Greek life on campus, and we are a Division I athletics school. We recently have been named also number 4 in the nation for internship opportunities. So students have gone on to intern with great organizations like ESPN, Prudential, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, CNN, NBC. So the list really goes on and on. We also have a 93% employment rate 6 months after graduation for the entire university. Do you want to just hover over this list? It's a list of all of our majors and programs. Want to highlight the colleges that we have. They're not broken down in the list, but I'll just name them for you. We have our College of Arts and Sciences, our College of Communication and the Arts, the College of Diplomacy and International Relations, College of Nursing, the Stillman School of Business, our College of Theology, School of Health and Medical Sciences, and our College of Education as well. In terms of campus life, we are a very active campus with over 150 clubs and organizations. And like I mentioned, we have 26 Greek organizations right now. Campus is very lively, even due to COVID. We are still making sure that students are participating in clubs and activities, and they still have things to do, whether it be like a hybrid version. Some students can go to events while others choose to stay remote, or we still have the remote versions of these events as well. One student was telling me yesterday that they're doing Wingo. So it's wings and bingo. So they get sent wings to their dorm room or home if they're in the area, and they do like a virtual bingo game, which I thought was really fun. I would love to participate in Wingo, and I think I might start doing that with my friends. So that's just one of the really great opportunities that we're offering for our students during the COVID times. We, in normal times, always have things to do on campus. We always have at least a dozen student-led theater performances every year, either on campus or our Performing Arts Center in downtown South Orange. We also are in a really great area. We're 14 miles from New York City, so students really get to take advantage of our area, not only the small town college feel, but also a larger metropolitan area like New York. And like I mentioned earlier, we are full of pirate pride. We're Division I athletic school with 14 D1 teams, and we're part of the Big East Conference. So we're very proud of our athletes and our sports. We're most well known for basketball. We unfortunately do not have a football team, but basketball is where our heart is. There's actually a basketball game on tonight at 7 o'clock against Providence if anyone's interested in watching and cheering on our Pirates. If you're not D1 level like me, of course, there is options for intramural and club sports. So club sports, it's pay to play, but you do still get that competitive feeling that you're looking for and missing maybe from travel ball or from high school sports. The club sports will still travel within the tri-state area. They have uniforms, they go to practice. So you still get that experience that you're looking for without being D1. And of course, intramural is just for fun with your friends. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend getting involved in any sort of intramural sport, no matter where you go. Just quickly talking about residence life, since you guys are so close to campus, you have an option of commuting or dorming. Like I mentioned, 80% of freshmen will live on campus, and about 50% of the total population will live on campus. If you remember earlier, I said we're in a very suburban, small town college feel area. A lot of students actually opt to live off campus, but in the surrounding town of South Orange as they get older. So you do have the option of living on our campus or living in maybe an apartment building or a house around our campus. If you're choosing to stay on campus, we have 6 residence halls and 2 apartment buildings. And we do also have RA and priests in every hall. So you always have someone kind of on your side to chat, or if you need anything, they're right there for you. And just in terms of applying to Seton Hall, so we are coming up on our last deadline, which is hard to imagine. Our last deadline is going to be regular decision 2 of March 1st. For any seniors in the room, there's absolutely still time to apply. For any juniors, of course, our application opens like everyone else on August 1st, and you can apply for early actions. Those are the non-binding agreements or regular decisions, of course. We're going to need your application, Common App or Seton Hall application, your high school transcript, your counselor report, a teacher recommendation, and of course we need your FAFSA as well if you'd like to be considered for any additional aid from the state or the government. We also, something new this year for us, we are test optional for the class of 2021. We are working to see if we can be test optional for the class of 22. So for any juniors in the room, stay tuned, check out on your emails. Hopefully we will be test optional for you guys next year, but we're not quite sure yet. Thank you so much again for attending. I would love to chat with you. I'm going to drop my email in the chat for you. Please reach out if you need anything, and have a good rest of your night.
Thank you so very much, Morgan. And I want to invite all of our reps to come back on screen to turn their video back on, and of course their microphones at a certain point when they answer these questions. But we're going to do a quick Q&A since we've got about 5 minutes left. And let me, I will share the first question that we're going to have. We'll just go in the order that you each presented. And the question we have first is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now?
Absolutely. So again, hi from Delaware Valley University. My recommendation is really just staying involved, building a relationship with your college admission counselor. We're really here to help you through the process. Of course, we'll respect if you want a hands-off process, but we're able to provide advice. It'll also help you in terms of visiting other schools, but also helping really find the different clubs and orgs, us connecting you with faculty.
Excellent. Dickinson College.
Hi, everyone, again from Dickinson, Sharon Lytle. My biggest advice is just to be yourself, and I know it's very cliche, but it's really about when it comes to writing your essay, don't write what you think we want to hear, write about what you're most passionate about. As you're thinking about where you want to look, where you want to visit virtually or in person, it's really important to figure out what's most important to you, and that'll just help everything else fall into place after that. So, and I will emphasize what Kaylee said, we encourage you to stay connected and reach out, especially during this season.
Fantastic. Quinnipiac.
Especially now, I would encourage students to find schools that you may not have thought about, because you have access to schools across the country and all over the world at this point. So do research on schools that you might not have initially thought of in your search if you're just going to visit them.
Excellent. Widener University.
Kind of to echo Katie a little bit, I would definitely say take advantage of, I know as all of us said on our panel that we're all accepting visitors on our campus, but take advantage of the virtual resources. I know all of our offices have worked very hard to provide an authentic feel for you guys to get to know the school better and see if that's where your home is going to be.
Mizzou.
My biggest piece of advice I always say to students as you start to go through the process is to keep a spreadsheet of all the schools that you're looking at with the different dates and deadlines, because it's all going to be different. And if you talk to each one of us, we're all going to give you a different answer, and we're going to say, well, it depends. So keeping that in a spreadsheet where you can easily access it and know what the different dates and deadlines and tuition costs and everything like that is going to be really, really valuable to you as you move through this process.
And last but not least, Seton Hall.
Yeah, just to kind of reiterate what everyone else has said, just be involved and get involved as quickly as possible and as soon as possible. This end of the year is going to fly by for any juniors in the room. So senior year is going to come before you know it, and you're going to be scrambling to get things done. So just get involved now. It's a good thing that you're here and you're doing this, and also connect with us. I love talking to students, whether you're a sophomore, junior, or senior. Have conversations early and often. I promise it's worth it.
Excellent. We have enough time for a second question, so I'll go ahead and share that. And again, we'll just round robin it in the same order, but this one's a fun one. What's your favorite event or tradition on campus?
Yeah, so we have what's called A Day. It's Activities Day. It's a countywide fair. It's about 20 to 30,000 people that'll roam through our campus over the course of 3 days. It's actually completely student run. So it's a lot of fun for anyone in the nearby area, or if you want to fly in. Students will host different agricultural events. We have food trucks that'll come in. And again, it's something that all the students will plan. No faculty and staff are really involved in it.
I'd have to say our favorite event at Dickinson is Calfsgiving. So our cafe, or where everyone goes to eat, we have an event right before Thanksgiving where every student basically comes and gets like a really professionally made Thanksgiving dinner, and it's faculty, staff, the entire community. We're really close, really tight knit, and they all come together, and it's like that one last hurrah right after finals and right before everyone goes home. It's a really kind of like really great connected moment between the entire community.
We have an event every year. It varies depending on when it gets scheduled, but our Quinnipiac versus Yale men's ice hockey game is a huge thing, draws a lot of school spirit. And for those that don't get a ticket because they sell out in about 2 seconds, can go to one of our tailgate parties or watch parties that we have on campus.
I'm gonna move slightly to the side so you got, oh man, you can't see them. So behind me actually is our pride statue, which is right smack dab in the middle. So it has our 3 lions, Chester, Melrose, and Legacy, the cute little baby lion. And our tradition is right before you go into a big test or a presentation or anything of the sort, you rub the lion's nose for good luck. And ironically, it's right in front of our nursing building because they're always rubbing the lion's nose.
I think our favorite tradition or activity on campus would have to be our Christmas tree lighting. We're ranked first in the country for holiday spirit. So we actually have the 2nd largest Christmas tree in the country, second to Rockefeller Center. So that's a really great time. You get hot cocoa, you get to see the tree be lit up, and it really gets you into the holiday spirit.
So ours is going to be Tiger Walk, which I'm going to do the same thing. A freshman year, the day before freshman classes, all our students line up on this side of the columns. They run towards Jesse Hall to signify their entrance into Mizzou. We greet them with an ice cream party, which is ice cream that we make on campus. And then senior year, the day on graduation, they line up on the other side. They run away from Jesse Hall, and we greet them with an adult beverage to signify their entrance into the adult world.
Sounds fun. I want to thank you all for sharing not just the fun stuff, but all of the information during this presentation. And I got to admit, I always love hearing about the fun traditions on campus. But I want to thank everyone for attending as well. When you close the window from this presentation, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This is just one of many sessions being hosted. Be sure to sign up for additional ones. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings. You can sign up for others or find the recordings at the same place you signed up for this session. Once again, thank you to each of our panelists today for participating, and have a great rest of your Wednesday. Take care.